Well, howdy, howdy, people. It's Doug Mystic on Board Game Geek, bringing you our next episode of Wizards Academy. Wow, we're racing around the board trying to solve a problem. We're getting closer to it. I was able to take the Guardian out in the Holy Room, which could be good or bad for us because that imp portal was not doing anything worthwhile. This one up here, because the Guardian was killing the imps as they came out and killing the imp that came running out of here. So it was helping us, but that's the glyph we really need next is this one. We need to collect them so that we can cast spells, and it's going to be critically important to do that. So we're going to do that, and there's no question. Good news is we can move into that room. It's a corner room, so the ice isn't going to prevent us. The ice doesn't swing us around. It just says you pass through. So if you can't pass through, I assume you stop. Also, guys, I keep looking up this water conundrum, and I cannot find it. I've looked through both rule books, and I haven't. The only thing I haven't done is look through an FAQ. However, I did find something that supports my theory that that's not the way it's supposed to be. It says if a wizard is in room with one or more water tokens, then they are killed. Or sorry, two or more water tokens, they are killed. If you couldn't have more than two because they spill over in other rooms, how would that work? Don't know. Anyway, that's just a thought, and I cannot find it. I've looked in both books and the cheat sheet that I downloaded. Okay, we're going to get going. So I'm going to continue to play that water, unless it's destined for another room, like it probably will be soon, isn't going to do that. But let's continue. We are going to start with Bramblethorn's turn. I think I know what Bramblethorn is up here, and I think I know what Bramblethorn's going to do. Okay, here is Bramblethorn. Bramblethorn's got a couple of glyphs. These two are actually not in here, but that one is in the shared space. What I was going to do with Bramblethorn, still a conundrum for me. I do want to create the staff with Nievetta, but Bramblethorn is up in the Horde, and first we have to deal with this. We're going to activate a threat in the Rift. Planar Rift, there isn't one. In the unstable room, and there isn't one. So that is the end of the disaster for our Bramblethorn. But next time, we're going to spawn a Terror. If there's no threatening darkness tokens, place a darkness token in a random room. All wizards and creatures move one space away from the nearest darkness token. That's going to impact us next turn. But now we're on with this. We got a couple glyphs to deal with. We can cast a light spell, but that's not going to do us any good. However, what we can do is we're going to move. And we're going to move. You know what, though? Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? I think I do. I do believe that, yeah, the Bramblethorn is going to move one. Let's see. Okay, Bramblethorn is going to... Gosh, I just don't know if I want to do this. I'm trying to think if I want to pick up one of these tokens here, which would allow me to not do anything good in here, but perhaps elsewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to move. So Bramblethorn's going to move into here, and then we're going to pick up one of these tokens, and then we're going to cast a spell. I think we're going to cast the lowest level one, so we're going to take these. No, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to cast a higher level one. We're going to take this one and this one, and we're going to cast that spell. Let's go see what it is. Hopefully something good, because then Flitter can bind it. So we are going to go to the intersection of here and here, and this is the spell we're going to cast. Oh, Enrage. Activate all imps, trolls, and demons in your room. Okay, there aren't. Well, there's an imp portal, and in your adjacent room there is one imp in the adjacent room. If this activates at least one threat, gain a move action. So we're going to get an extra move action, which I don't care about. But we did pop off the Enrage spell, and so that means we have to deal with the one imp. All it means we do is this little guy goes running into here. That's the only adjacent room. So he comes running in there, screaming and yelling like a crazy little imp, but it doesn't do anything else. But we do know now that that spell, Enrage, is a place where we can get it. It's right here. And we're going to bind it on Flitter's turn. That was, okay, so we moved, we picked up a glyph, we cast a spell. That is going to, we still have a move action. We still have a move action. Can I do anything there? Yeah, I'm going to move back. Boom, we got a move action because of that range spell. So Bramblethorn's moving back into, oh wait, nope, if Bramblethorn does that, he's going to be skittering all the way across to here. Is that harmful to us? I think he'll stay there because then he can get a glyph next turn, so it's kind of wasted, but we need those glyphs badly. And now at least we know where one of the spells is, and that's awesome. Okay, next up we're going to have Flitter. Remember, Flitter's got a very cool magic staff going on right now that casts the spell Nova. So she has no glyphs. So the first action, first off we got to go through her threat, sorry. Burp. Activate all threats in the laboratory, mana crystal, and outer dimension. Okay, there are no threats in the mana crystal and outer dimension, but there are in the laboratory. There's a haunt which doesn't do anything when activated. Getting lucky this round, aren't we? Let's draw the next one for Flitter. Activate threats. Okay, we'll deal with that later. But now we're going to, because remember her staff allows her to cast, says you may spend a move action to cast a spell linked to these two glyphs. So we're going to do that. That spell is Nova. And with the actually for the first action she's going to pick this up, one of these. We can't do move. No, we can't do room magic. We can do room move. Don't know what that's going to do for us. So what can we do in the holy room? It boosts certain spells. Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, that's why we did that enrage boost. Because it was in the room that augmented it. This is the room that Flitter's in, and Bramblethorn. But we picked up one of those. I think for the next action, we will. Oh, we're using a move action to cast Nova. So we're going to move action to cast. We're going to take 2 room actions. Boom, boom. That'll collect us 2 of these. That's going to get us a pretty powerful spell. Oh wait. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Take it back. Okay, we took a room action. We're going to take a move action to cast Nova and kill the imp that's in the room, Bluey. The reason we did that is because I don't want the imp to activate. We can't destroy ice that way, unfortunately. But I think if we destroy a imp, let me look at imps, because if we kill an imp, does it do something with us? Or it only takes it, they're immune to fire. No. Nope, can't do anything there. And I'm going to look under ice because we have an ice shard in our room. I wonder if it's going to have any effect. Nope. Nope. Okay, that's it. Now, if there were 2 ice things in the room, then they couldn't move out, but we'd be stuck there too and die. Alright, so we cast Nova as our move action. Our third action is going to be to cast a spell. Unfortunately, oh wait, we're not going to have enough. I wanted to cast the scribe spell, but we can't. So I don't have enough glyphs for that. So I guess we'll do that. We'll take the room action and cast in a move. Room move. And that's what we did. So that's going to end Flitter's turn. Now, unfortunately, well, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the threat for Nyaveta is going to be, let me pull this on over here, is going to be portals. And that means it's activated right now. So when we start a turn, if we move, whenever Wizard moves out of a room, select a random room. We could do this to pop in closer where we can get stuff. Remember, it's going to cost us an extra move because we're in a haunted location. And a haunt, special when a character moves out of a haunted room, they move into a random adjoining room. So there's some randomization anywhere. Anyway, it doesn't cost us anything, just random. Well, actually, let's do this. We're going to pick up a rune, another glyph, boom. She's got glyphs up to you-know-what right now. Can she cast an effective spell? Let's see. Nope. Well, she can cast a deface spell. Why? It is a bad thing. It says select a glyph type of at least one that at least one wizard had. Everyone loses a glyph. No, we don't want that. I thought it was a swap, but that's Kleptomania. And I want to get that spell up, but I can't. The scribe spell. Okay, let me think about moving her. Maybe I can get to the library. The library's clear of threats right now, and she could bind it there using a room action instead. She wouldn't be able to do it this turn regardless, but she would. Okay, either way I think we're okay, except I don't want to end up in the ice room. A wizard ending their turn in ice has a problem, but moving through, It's also got water, so it's going to take 2 to move. Okay, let me show you what I'm going to do. This is in the glare room, otherwise known as the laboratory. I can activate that room to move 1 element somewhere. Not helpful, but what we can do is we're gonna move and see what happens. We're gonna have to draw a location card and see where Nivetta ends up. She ends up in the cursed room. That's perfect, actually. I'll tell you why. So she goes to the cursed room. She pops from here, boom, and because of the haunt doesn't really take effect because the portal's disaster is what's in effect here. And then she's going to pop back into here. That was her first move, or for her second move actually, because she picked up a glyph. And then for her final move, she will go to here. Hopefully the ice doesn't come in there, because then we'll pick up a whole bunch of bad stuff. Now that portal is still active until her next turn, so I'm just going to draw a second card. It's going to be Tsunami. Activate water portals. Place a water portal and 2 water tokens in random rooms. See, this is how more water comes out, guys, that way. And so right now I'm just going to lay that close to Nivetta's portal, because that's going to come out next. That's pretty bad. And then we're going to wrap back around to Bramblethorn. Now, here's the interesting thing. We are as far away from darkness as we can. So there is a darkness threat, so we don't have to place one out. It says all wizards and creatures move 1 space away from the nearest darkness. Well, the darkness is down here. Everybody's in the far corner. There's really no place to move away from it. So I'm going to call that no bueno. We can get rid of that. We're going to pop this one, a discharge. That means we're going to, oh, I want to get that. Man, we've got to cast, and we will be able to next turn, we've got to cast Scribe so we can bind that the spell that we need. That's going to be really important. So we'll do that. Now, for her his turn, well, we have this one in shared space. Doesn't really help us. So he's going to collect another, Bramblethorn will collect one of these. And if I move right now, I'll appear in a random room. So what can we do? We already got the spell that's underneath these 2 symbols. We already know what that one is. So I think what we're going to do... Oh, this is rough. This is rough. Because I know that we want to uncover that enrage spell before we go, but I really can't do it with Bramblethorn anyway. If Bramblethorn moves, we're going to appear in a random room. That could be bad, but he's still got 2 moves left. And we can get out of that room. So let's do that. Bramblethorn picked up that token and will now move. To the location card, we're going to move to the scrying chamber. That's not too bad. There's a couple of imps in there and fire, but we're going to move out of that space immediately. So Bramblethorn appears in the scrying chamber. Boom! Right there. Now, picked up a rune, moved, and move. Okay, next turn, regardless, we can bind. Yeah, actually, he's got the discharge, though. Not going to help us. Not going to help us. So we can move to here. We'll move to there. Boom. So we can get more of those glyphs up there. And that is going to end Bramblethorn's turn. Now we're going to go on to Flitter. Now Flitter has some threats to activate. I don't know. Well, I'm glad that we did not move our guy there, because those are going to activate. So we got activate all threats in the scrying workshop, scrying chamber and workshop. So the scrying chamber does have 2 threats. It has fire and imps. Imps are immune to fire, unfortunately, and they're both going to move toward him because there's a glyph there and there's a wizard. But that's all they're going to do. And then the fire is going to spread in I believe, one random direction, depending on how each fire token. So this one here is going to spread in a random direction. It's going to be down into the library. So that's okay. That doesn't really hurt us that much. Let me get out a fire token and spread that into the library. I like it when the fire is heading toward the ice, because it'll melt it and then the fire will go away with the water. But anyway, that's what happens there. So that's that threat. And then the other threat is in the workshop. And the workshop, ooh yeah, workshop has a lot going on there. So the ice, so first off, the water token is going to put another water token there. The ice, then they're all 3 going to turn ice, so I need 3 ice tokens. That's kind of crazy going on there. And there's no spillover from that. They just freeze there because of the other ice tokens. I mean, God, we clear that out. We'll never be able to go in the workshop again, I guess. And it's hard to move through. So, boom, that's what happens there. Oh, wait. Now I need to add one more because the water portal would have pumped out of water. There's 5 ice tokens in here right now. I don't even know if that's possible, but it seems like it is. Okay, and that is going to end the threat there. We're going to get a new disaster. Imp invasion for Flitter next turn. Not a terrible thing because we will be out of the area before that has to be a problem. Now we are going to, so for her actions though, she is up here. So for first action, she is going to use a move action to cast, no, she's not. Take it back. She's not going to cast Nova. It doesn't do any good there. She can cast another spell and see which one we want to. Well, we know that when, unless Yvetta can somehow scribe, which she can't. She's, where is she? She is in the, oh, in the holy room. No way she's going to be able to scribe a spell. So I think what we can do with Flitter is we'll pick up one more of these. Still debating if I want to use a move action. Nova's not going to help us, that's right. Then I can use my wand to cast a spell. I'll use 2 of these glyphs, changing them to this glyph because that's what's in her wand, which will allow us to turn over the enrage spell and get that locked before the shuffle of the discharge happens. I'll immediately cast the highest blocked one. That's so. That would be currently be freeze, which would add another freeze token in our room. So this is probably a good thing. The enrage thing isn't going to hurt us at all at that point. Well, there would be more imps, but that's it. So that was a move action. We took a room action. We could take the other room action because remember the staff uses that spell as a room. Well, we haven't done anything yet. I take it back. All we did was we picked up. So we used a room action, cast a spell. We used another room action. Get another glyph. We're going crazy on glyphs in there. And that's going to be Flitter's full turn. Boom. Okay, now Yvetta has lots of spell possibility going on there. She's got tons of stuff. The portal goes away, so that is no longer active. And now we got to deal with the tsunamis. It says activate a water portal, so we're going to put another water token currently in here till that ice activates again. And then it says place a water portal and 2 random water tokens in another room. So a random room rather. So we're going to do that. We're going to place them in the master study. Okay, that's with the guardian. That's not so bad. I'm not too worked up about that. Let's find another water portal. Oh, there's some in here. Those are monster portals. Okay, boom. Here they go. Here's another water portal. Okay. We're going to put a water portal in the master study, which is way down at the bottom, and then 2 water tokens in there. So now we have another water portal to deal with. And what is interesting about that is it is immediately going to snuff out the fire that is in the master study, and that goes away. So that was the tsunami. That is gone and done. We activated the water. Yep. Okay. Next we pull another disaster. We're going to activate a lot of threats next turn for her, but let's cast some spells. The one is going to be in the holy room. That's bad because we have ice in there. We have no way to get that ice out of there. So we've got to get out of the room before this goes off. And then we got the library and the lost room, so I'm not too worried about those 2. Yeah. Okay, so I think what we're going to do first is she's going to pick up one of these glyphs. Boom. Remember, the discharge isn't going to do anything, so we're okay. Well, it's going to cast the highest block spell, which is Enrage. So we can cast a spell. What would we want to cast? Let's see. We could cast... God, I wish she could move into a room where she can build something. That would be very helpful. So she could go get the staff, for example. But we're not. We're going to cast a spell. So we're going to cast a spell using these 2 glyphs, which means we're going to be casting this one here. Let's see what that is. Teleport self. Oh, this is a great spell. Teleport to any room contained in the academy. Okay, now we got some decision making to do here because she can teleport. And I think I know where she would want to teleport. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glyphs. Man, I wish we could get out of the workshop because I could teleport there and it wouldn't move us and we would be able to pay 3 glyphs to acquire a wand, but then we die. Or, let's see, we can try to think where else we can go. Get a glyph. The laboratory. Nope, we don't want to go there. What about the scrying room? It's got fire in it, but she would be able to move out. Nope, move one creature, imp, into a adjoining room. The awakened room, we can pay 4 glyphs to build a robe. What does the robe do? The robe's threats that match the threat in this box have no effect on you. We could pick ice. And it would cost her 4 of her glyphs. But that's really a valuable thing to do. Let's go look at that. Here's some cool stuff. Some synergies. If I teleport her there, we can take the room action and get a robe. I'm going to take a ice token and put it in her box so she can then ignore ice. Maybe fire. Maybe fire. No, ice has been a bigger problem for us. So that way she won't freeze to death or be affected by the movement penalties. Fire, she just needs to keep moving through it. It's not that big a deal. And we have ways to get rid of, I think we're going to have ways to get rid of fire. We have a free spell we could cast to get rid of fire and replace it with ice. So I think she's going to build her robe. I think we'll use these 4 glyphs here to build a robe. So those go away. Now we're going to take an ice token and build a robe with ice. Now, here's the cool thing about that. Like I said, there's some synergy going on here. So she built that. That was her second action. Her first action, no, she picked up a glyph. Boom. Moved, room action. That's 2 room actions and a move, right? Let me look at her. Oh no, she didn't pick up a glyph. She did not pick up a glyph. No, she did. We cast a teleport spell. That's right, teleport self spell. And now we know where that is. And we're going to get it up and running next turn with Flitter. Okay. And then, so, boom, we cast a spell. We moved. That was the move. That wasn't, so we have 2 actions still. Made a robe. That was a room action. So we have a move or a room action left. What can we do? She can't, the only spell she could cast would be Pulse, which is going to help the imp, not hurt it. I think we do nothing more, right? Oh, but we're going to cast a discharge, a free spell. Okay, yeah. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to cast a free spell. So let's place an item, a freeze token in your room. That's going to be in the same room as, oh, crud. That's Bramblethorn. Bramblethorn's going to get woofed here. I have no way to prevent it. Anyway, we have a robe for Nivetta. I'm trying to figure out what to do with her last turn. I thought there would be a good synergy there, but there's not. So she's going to move, and she'll move into here, into the workshop. There's only 1 water token there, so she'd have to take 2 moves, so she can't do that. She'll move into the scrying chamber for now to be safe, and that's going to end her turn. Okay. Whew. Alright, then we got a lot of activations going next turn. Okay. That is going to be the end of Nivetta's turn, and that's where we're going to end this episode, guys. So, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I really appreciate it. I know these ones aren't too long, but we do get a couple of turns in at a time. We've got to basically uncover the teleport self spell and get that turned over permanently, which we can do on Flitter's turn if Flitter survives the encounter, which she will. Actually, it's going to be Bramblethorn that's in trouble, and I don't really have a way to prevent it. So we're going to have 2 ice appear in the room. Well, I think only if he ends his room in ice. Let me look at that. If all rooms adjoining the mana crystal, so it's not going to attack the mana crystal. When ice is activated, it freezes nearby water. If 2 ice tokens are in the room, they're considered to be part of the same ice block. If 1 is activated, then they are all activated. So when it's activated, every water token in the room, that's all it does. So it's not going to hurt. Yeah, it's not going to hurt. It's going to be okay. Yep, we're okay there. Just going to cause... Now, oh wait, but if you get 2 in there, you can't move. But maybe we can cast a teleport self-spell again, perhaps? We could, actually. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, I'm just trying to think about what Ramblethorn's going to do next turn. Again, this is very puzzly. So it says, when a wizard or creature enters a room containing ice, a single ice token. If the room with the ice token contains a haunt, if a wizard or creature enters a room using a teleportation effect, then ice has no effect. Interesting. Creatures, imps, and demons in a room containing 2 ice tokens are frozen and unable to move. They do not activate. Okay, so the 2 ice tokens don't affect Bramble's move, just the 2 imps that are there. So that's actually not going to be a bad thing for us. But that'll be for our next session. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Still waiting to hear from something on my giveaway. It's about to happen. I'm just waiting for something to occur first, and then I'll announce that and give some stuff away. It'll be fun. I like giving stuff away, and with all the subscribers I'm getting, I appreciate it, and I want to give away a couple of cool things. So, talk to you soon, guys. Have a good night.